Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Serum podcast. I am your put her in the bag cause she thinking I'm handsome host, Clay Bonine. I am joined by my I just leveled up bit by a spider co-host Tanner Mavis. And we are back on the Serum podcast, back on the show, back with another interview. But before we introduce our guest, I want to remind everybody, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, at Soul Serum. Subscribe to us on YouTube, TV page, main page. Follow us on TikTok. Join the Discord. I know we also just released a video with our good friend Elko. You can also go check out the Elko interview if you want. But yeah, we just dropped that for Fall Apart. Really good song. Am I forgetting any other plugs?
Patreon.
Else? Oh yeah, motherfucker!
Join the Patreon.
Join the Patreon.
We dropped a vlog of us in DC with Jack Hayes. No one's seen it besides our Patreon people.
I haven't even seen it. Actually,
it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. It's really good. Yeah, if you're interested in that type of behind the scenes stuff and you want to know more and see more from us and just talk to us more, come join the gang. It's only $1 or $5. Yeah, $1 is like the base, or $5 is the cream of the crop.
$1,000 if you want to see John Buchanan with a bald head.
Yeah.
Which I'm still trying. If anybody trying to match funds with me, bro, I'm dead serious. I will do it. All right. Well, enough of that. Let's get into the interview. Today on the show, we have a very special guest. He's one of my personal favorite up-and-coming artists out of the Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana tri-state area right now. He is the originator of the term Big KY shit. And his latest album, Kentucky Fried, is available to stream everywhere. Today on the show, we have our good friend Hayes from the KY. Welcome. Can we get a round of applause from the audience here? Yeah. Welcome to the show, my friend. How you feeling today?
Honestly, a little anxious, but yeah.
In like 10 minutes, you're not even gonna know.
You'll be all right.
10 minutes, it'll be fun. Like I said, he just has a new tape that came out. Is it a tape? Is it an album project?
Bro, I see like a lot of like projects that are released from artists that I like that I thought were albums, and then they like market them later as like mixtapes. So
yeah.
I don't fucking know, bro. Like, I feel like
a collection of songs.
No, I mean, it's definitely like a body of work. It's like, I went into it like project minded. It's just a project. I don't want to call it an album yet because, like, I don't know. Like, an album would be a little bit like bigger on scale, I feel like.
Yeah.
Bigger budget, bigger rollout, bigger moment for you. And
well, before we get into anything about Kentucky Fried or music related, you are originally from Campbellsville, Kentucky. Central, like dead ass, like really central ass Kentucky.
It's like literally the geographic center of Kentucky or whatever. Some crazy shit like that.
That's dope.
How long did you live there? And would you just give us a little bit about like what it was like growing up there?
Bro, like, so I'm from the middle of nowhere, like fucking bumfuck Egypt, Kentucky, like, so like I grew up in a super rural environment. Grew up on like a fucking farm for the first like 8-9 years of my life, and then I moved. That was in Columbia, which is like right adjacent to Campbellsville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Moved to Campbellsville, moved to like town and shit. So like, I don't know, just like a very like honestly like simple ass like small town experience.
Yeah. It's quiet.
Yeah, it's quiet. Like, I don't know, like I was doing some crazy shit at like, started in like 13, 14. But
did you feel like an outcast at all when you were living there?
A little bit of both. Like I was popular, but like I don't know, I was like on some other shit by the time I turned like 12, 13, 14, like I just started making music, and like I feel like they didn't get it. Like it was appreciated a little bit like later on like in my like high school years, but like nah, like I remember I did this video when I was like 14, did a whole music video, shot it on my iPhone, made it in like iMovie, put it out. And bro, like everybody my age that was like 13, 14 was like, holy shit, this is cool as fuck. But like all the upperclassmen, like I got hell for that, bro. And it got like 20,000 views on YouTube in like 3 weeks, bro. And I like got scared and took it down.
Damn.
What?
Yeah, because it was like 80% dislikes. from like
Oh.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was like
I
literally
see, I
like
see.
that corny ass like Jack Harlow thing that like resurfaced where
Yeah.
it's like it's so like corny, it's fire looking back now, but like at the time, like bruh, I just
That was crazy to when Jack uploaded that video because like two of my really good like childhood friends are like in that little snippet, and it's funny to think like, oh my God, Kendrick Lamar saw my friend Pogo like dancing with Jack Harlow, just like super weird. Do you go back to Campbellsville often? Do you still have like family and friends there?
no, actually my so it's weird, like my mom was like originally from Campbellsville and like would always take me over there like when I was really young to like during the summer for like 4th of July, and she ended up like I said, I lived in Columbia until I was like 8 or 9 and then moved to Campbellsville. So she brought us back there, and she was like really the only family member that I had. Like I didn't have like my grandmother lived elsewhere, and then like all my family lived in Louisville.
Okay.
So like she eventually moved out like 2 years ago from Campbellsville. So like I don't even.
You don't have like any ties
not
for real
really.
back there.
Yeah.
You talked about it a little bit, but this is like, at least as far as what I could find, this is like your first interview, or at least like first long form interview.
Yeah.
I want to go back to where the music started. How did you get into it, and what made you like really fall in love with music?
So, bro, like from the jump, I remember like being like I said, I lived in the middle of nowhere, and for like fun, I would just like walk through the fucking woods, like just bored as hell, just like skipping rocks and shit. And I would like sing these songs and like hum songs and shit, and like imagine like album covers. And like to me, I had this like whole band in my mind and shit. I'm like 5 at this time doing this. Then I started to like record myself. Like I wrote like poetry, and then would like kind of like start singing it and shit, and like on a little like video camera to like hear myself.
Yeah.
This is like 8 or 9. And then like I don't know, I like started doing like little like funny like parody raps and shit for like the classroom and stuff for like school projects and shit, and like at like 12, and then like I hit 14 and I just went on this fucking mission to get like, I knew I needed a Mac because they had GarageBand, bro, and it was like user friendly, and I needed a mic, and I like started mowing yards and like saved up enough money. My mom got me like this little like student teacher discount or whatever at the Mac store. Saved up like $1,000 fucking dollars, and like a lot of it was like Christmas money and birthday money throughout the years.
Yeah.
Bought it, started making music at like 14, and like I sucked. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said like earlier. I was like posted this video, like nobody liked the music, but it was like, you know, it was just fun as fuck to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. And but yeah, that's really like that's the origin story at least.
Well, that's just like a really common story with people on this, like that we interview. Is like a lot of the times it starts off as like, for lack of a better term, kind of like a goofy thing. You know, you're doing it to like make people laugh, or doing it for like school projects and stuff.
Yeah,
and
but
then
there's still passion behind it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
definitely.
doing the parody style, that you still love it enough to like make it, like actually make the music, like whether it's a joke or not.
Yeah.
And then once you're like, wow, I actually do have a passion for this, then you kind of take it seriously.
For sure.
Instead of not taking it as a joke.
Yeah, facts.
So one last question before we get into Kentucky Fried. You are now currently living in Louisville. 502 stand up, go Cards.
Yes, sir. Shout out
how long have you lived in Louisville now?
Bro, not even a year yet.
Really?
Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Shit's crazy.
Were you like frequenting, like going to Louisville a lot and then just finally moved there?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, like like I met Francis Tomasovich, shout out him, and
Hey, shout out Louisville
that
legend.
boy, legend for
Bro,
sure.
for real, like I've been peeping that man's work since like 2011, 2012. Come on the show. I'm gonna just call you Frank.
Who is this guy?
Well, I don't know, like
and Dominic Dillard. all in
yes,
one
yeah,
night. Shout
him
out
too. No, Frank is like this guy who has just always been involved in my like mind, in my perception of him. He's always been involved in like fashion, streetwear, music, like in Louisville for like as long as I can remember, as long as I can like like remember paying attention to stuff like that. So since like 2012 or something, like he's just always been involved. He's just kind of like a if you know guy in Louisville.
Okay. Cool.
But you were visiting him a lot though, and then
I met Frank down in like Nashville in like early 2019, and like if you know Frank, like he's like open arms to anybody that like I don't know, like a lot of people try to gatekeep, but like Frank really like connects dots, and like I just met him and I was like, bro, like finally somebody from Kentucky that's like like they understand, you know, and they're actually doing it and like on a, you know, higher level. And I don't know, I just had a gut feeling. It was crazy though, like my friend Nate Sims, I was hanging out with him in Nashville like for years, probably like 2016 onwards, and he was always telling me about like his friends in Louisville. I just didn't know who he was talking about. And then like he hit me up one night, was like, yo, I'm having this pop-up. It was for Know Nothing, which is his brand.
Jack
brand.
Harlow wears a lot of Know Nothings in like his video, his SNL performance. I think he was wearing Know Nothings.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's Frank's brand. But go on though.
So they were having a pop-up for Know Nothing at my friend Nate Sims' house in Nashville, where I lived at the time, and I just pulled up, and the rest is history. I just started hanging out with them, pulling up at like Dom's events. Dominique Diller, like I said, Dom D is his artist name. He DJs and shit, so I was just like coming to Louisville, and just I was like, bro, this is the spot.
Yeah.
I started having more fun, like I said, than like, bro, I had more fun in like one weekend, like the most fun I've had in my entire life in Louisville around like the New Year's weekend, and I was like, bro, I'm moving to Louisville. Like, fuck it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. That's honestly, I love to hear that, especially going like you went to Nashville, which is this like bigger city. It's got like the music industry. It's got all this like history and culture around it, but you like had to come back to Kentucky though.
And that is Kentucky Fried, bro.
That is Kentucky Fried.
That's what that is.
And that is a really great segue, because I want to talk to you about the album, the project that is. But before you released Kentucky Fried, it's been like almost two full years since your last full project that you released, but you've obviously been releasing singles and one-offs like in between. But talk to us a little bit about why there was like such a gap from your last project to Kentucky Fried.
That's a great fucking question. Multiple reasons. Honestly, like I was going to roll out Kentucky Fried like late last year, and I just like, I don't know, I make a lot of decisions about that type of stuff myself. I don't really have I didn't have management to that point. And I was like, I just couldn't make a decision. I was like, what is a good time to release it? And I could never call it finished. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew I wanted this like super project almost. Like I wanted to go like make 50 songs for this project at least, and then cut it down to like the best ones. So I knew that like Kentucky Fried needed to be like more of an experience for myself, and like just kind of like go with the flow and make whatever for like kind of an extended period of time. I knew I wanted to take at least like a year to work on it. But like I said, the rollout got slowed down, and then I ended up releasing it like, you know, March of this year. So
yeah,
I definitely wish I would have sometimes I wish it would have been like 6 months earlier, but I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, you can go back and forth on that decision all you want, but you know, until you release it, you'll never really know.
Definitely.
So as far as the project is a full body of work, so for me personally, listening to Kentucky Fried, I want to talk about like the theme of it. Kentucky Fried to me as a whole feels like one of these like long summer days where you and the homies are all hanging. You go to the party, talk to some girls, maybe see an ex-girl there or something, and then you drive home and hang out on the porch. This is really kind of like a roundabout way of me saying that I feel like the project is about living life in the moment and enjoying it, and knowing your decisions might affect the future, but kind of not caring.
Just not giving a fuck.
So is that accurate, or am I leaning too far into the analysis?
Bro,
here?
That's what the project ended up. That's like the experience. That's what it became. And like I said, I knew that like Kentucky Fried to me was just going to be like whatever happened when I moved back to Kentucky. I was like, whatever comes out, comes out. And as long as it's like cohesive sonically, like, you know, that's the theme in itself. Is just like capturing, you know, moving back to Kentucky and whatever that brings. So Yeah, it ended up being a lot more fun of a project than I thought it would be. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I knew I wanted to make like fun music and shit
Well,
like that.
I think you toe the line of making fun songs on this that are like really enjoyable and really entertaining, but you still are being vulnerable and like letting us in on your kind of like personal emotions on this album. Did you do that like purposefully, or is that just kind of how it organically happened when you started recording?
I think it's just how it happens. Like, there's times where I'm like writing shit. I'm like, this is shallow as fuck. Like, scratch it. So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's literally times like, I'm glad you asked this. There's times that I'm at like a party and I'm like looking in the mirror in the bathroom for like 15 seconds. I'm like, damn. Like, I'm thinking about some real ass shit. And then I'm out on the dance floor again after that, like blacked out or something.
Yeah.
So like, there's always like, I hate when people compartmentalize like music and life experiences like that. It's like, bro, it's all one and the same. Like, I don't know. People say that like certain music just has no substance, and maybe it does, but it's like you can find meaning in like everything. So
Definitely. No, that's I like that you said that. Like even like the like the yeah rappers, the A rappers of the world. Even like, what did Lil Uzi say that one time? He was like, I'm gonna make a whole song called Yeah, it is gonna be fire. Or maybe Lil Yachty said that. It's like, even if there isn't quote unquote like substance to it, it still has a meaning. It still has
There's
a
still
purpose.
a feeling.
Yeah.
Still a feeling.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Which is a meaning.
Which is a meeting. So going into Kentucky Fried, you also were conscious of making it sound sonically cohesive as well.
Yeah.
Because I think you really nailed it. Even from like something like your beat selection on Kentucky Fried, I think it all like makes sense together in the style of beats that you chose. Were you working with like specific producers, or were you just finding or getting beats sent to you that just happened to all work out like that?
I like handpicked all that stuff out. So like I work primarily with Joe Dirt. He works with Big Baby Gucci. They're signed to like Better Temperatures together.
Nice.
Well, actually, I think Joe signed to him. But yeah, he lived down in Nashville. He recently just moved away. But I worked on like pretty much the entire album with him. He mixed and mastered the entire thing and produced probably like 6 out of 12 songs. So that contributes to like the cohesiveness of like the majority of the project. And then a couple of those beats are by Fish. He also works with Gucci and Joe Light.
I think
Rocco works with Fish
Yeah,
a lot. Like
yeah.
they collab on beats and shit.
that's
Gotcha.
that's the second time Fish, the producer, has been shouted out on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Fish. I don't know him, but I've talked to him and shit a little bit. But so he produced Kentucky Fried and Twin Pack, which are like Twin Pack's low key like one of my favorite ones off the album, and it seems to be everybody else's too. So.
All right, well, I have this question. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. What is your favorite song off the tape? Because Tanner and I both really like the project, but we both have different favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
My personal favorite is Twin Pack. I like that Friday when it dropped, and as soon as that beat came on, I was like in my car, and I was like, oh yeah,
that beat is
I was
crazy.
like, this is literally the one.
That's probably
right
my
here.
second favorite song.
It's crazy.
Word, yeah.
And I also just love the like bounce that you have in your flow on that track too. It's just that song is really infectious. I really, really enjoy it. But what's your favorite? Well, I'm sorry, Tanner. What's your favorite
Night
song
Rider.
off there?
Yeah.
Night Rider, I gotta imagine is.
I don't know. Your flow is just fucking hard on there, and like, I don't know. Like the song Night Rider, it has like a feel, like a nighttime feel to it, like at night. I don't know. Like you were talking about like Spiderman and shit. It kind of feels like a fucking song that like a Kentucky boy Spider-Man would like ride out to at night, bro. It's fire. It's sick. And then like you were talking about
exactly
like elevating like or David Blaine or some shit like that. I was like, bro, I love David Blaine. Like David Blaine's my fucking guy. Like,
so what's your favorite song off the project though? What do you like?
I like Twin Pack, but I like Super Freak, bro. Like,
Super Freak's fire too.
Yeah, that song was so fun to make,
Interesting.
and like still listen to it. I like get so hyped to that. And,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. That was like the apex of like my summer experience in Louisville. I was just fucking living. I don't know. Just doing it.
So like all of these songs, I guess, are inspired by this like lifestyle that Louisville has brought to you, right?
A lot of it.
Would you say a lot of it is like, is it? So all of this material is like fresh then in that case, or are you really like referring to the past at all in any of this?
A lot of it I am, and like I don't know, I don't want to get into it necessarily, but it's so funny when like certain people think that like lyrics are about them or like this and that, and it's like you have no idea. Like I could be talking about and am talking about multiple moments intertwined in like one. It seems like a cohesive song, but it's like, you got to draw from like a lot of different experiences to really
Definitely.
like, make music sometimes. So, but yeah, to answer that, like I started recording like Kentucky Fried, the song, which is like the last song on there, was made in like 2019. So like I said, my mom moved away from Campbellsville in 2019, and as she was selling the house, I went back, took my studio equipment, and recorded in the very place I started making music at one last time.
That's sick.
And made Kentucky Fried. And I was like, damn, like, this is a whole thing. I was like, maybe I need to move back here if I'm, like, this upset. Not to Campbellsville, but, like, back to Kentucky. So that was the first song. And then I made, like, 2 more songs that are on there, like, right around, like, the mansion party on New Year's in, like, 2019 going into 2020.
Yeah.
And then, like, most of what you hear after that is, like, it was made, like, in Louisville and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. That's the first time I think I ever met you in real life was at that Jack Harlow party. Like I've talked to you like on the internet and shit.
Yeah.
Because I found you through Blasey. He's a graphic designer, lives in L.A. He actually made a Soul Serum logo for us that never came out because it wasn't the vision that we had for it.
Yeah.
It was cool. Like if you know who Blasey is, like he goes crazy with like designing and shit. But
goat.
he created cover art for him. And I saw it from his name Hayes from the KY, and I saw Blasey like either like retweeted or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" And this was when we were blogging. I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" And I listened to it. It's like, "Oh shit, this is pretty fire." And I like reached out. I wrote up about him.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how we developed our relationship from there. And then I saw him at the Jack Harlow party.
Yeah. Shout out to the blog days, by the way.
That's
fire.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
No, that's really special. I want to talk about that moment that you just brought up about like recording in like this empty house where you first started making your music. That's a pretty emotional like intense moment right there. Could you feel that? Did you knew in that moment you were like, all right, there's something happening here. There's something special that I need to take advantage of.
Hell yeah. I mean, I drove up all the way from Nashville at the time just to do that, like on some weird shit, just to like set up. Because I had the setup. I could have recorded anywhere, but I was like, nah, like this is it. And like it meant something to like be there one last time anyway. So, and like there was no furniture in the house. It was like empty as fuck. So, very surreal experience.
Damn, that's a vibe.
That is really
It's like
cool.
a closing of the door.
Yeah, exactly.
And the whole place is like empty. Remind me of like that when Will Smith was in the
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince, and
Yeah.
he's like the empty
gosh,
room,
bro.
like the same type shit.
Yeah. Same
100%.
vibe.
Such a moment.
All right, the last note that I have about Kentucky Fried before we talk about some other stuff is this. And I've expressed this to Tanner before, but like whatever the Kentucky sound is in this hip hop space, I think you have it. It's this kind of like southern draw mixed with like the bouncy flow. I think Jack Harlow does it a lot too. Are you like conscious or aware of sounding like Kentucky? Like, I mean, I know that it's like in your name, Hayes from the KY, but like, well, I say that because of this, like, you don't have to rep where you're from. There are plenty of artists who like don't care or like you would never know where they're from, but it's like it's important, it's essential in your music that we know that you are a Kentuckian. So is that something that you are aware of when you're making this project or making music in general?
Like with Kentucky Fried, I definitely took the initiative to like really showcase Kentucky culture like intentionally, and I was like really thinking about like what are the landmarks and like what means the most to me about Kentucky culture. So like that definitely was thought out, and eventually it just kind of became like in my subconscious. But like bro, from a young age, I remember being like 17 and just getting this like whole image of like myself as an artist and like putting everything together, like being very like, I don't know, I just didn't see another example of it, of like anybody that was doing this. And I was like, bro, I can be a Kentucky boy and literally just like make music about life and like it still be like organic music and it doesn't have to be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to be this like fit this like puzzle piece of like what you think a modern like rapper or like artist has to be. So like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like I like to think it's natural. I don't really. I mean, I definitely like have when I'm like going through beats. I'm like, oh, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, and I mean, like, I'm not, you know, when I say that, I'm not saying that you have to be a Kentucky artist or anything, because I think your music still like has an accessibility and like a reachability about it, but like it's just something like for people like us who are from Kentucky and like know what it feels like and know the state. Like I think it's like you hear it in your music, and I just think it's really impressive, honestly, that you can do that. So we brought him up a little bit earlier. Kind of talking a little bit more about Frank and Dom and all those guys. Like, it seems to me like you have a really good team of people around you to like help you succeed in your artistry. How important is that? Well, first of all, how did that circle come about? I know you talked about meeting Frank at the pop-up. How did that circle come about, and how important is it to have that circle when you're an artist?
Yeah, with that being said, like, don't let me downplay like that, the importance of that circle and like that, you know, home base about Louisville, because it's not just about the fun. Like that's the main reason I truly moved back, is because like I said, when I met Frank, I was like, bro, this man is on the same page. Like, he gets it. Like, I have to surround myself with these types of individuals.
Yep.
And I was trying to do that anyways, like in Nashville, but nobody got it, bro. Like, I feel like I didn't get the respect that comes from like also being a Kentucky creative, knowing another Kentucky creative. Like, there just wasn't that like common thing to bond through. I don't really remember the original question exactly, but I basically like I met Frank and Dom at Nate Sims' house at that pop up, and bro, they just kind of welcomed me in with open arms, bro. I just remember like hopping on like a song with Dom immediately. He called me and shit. We were just like FaceTiming all the time, and I would just go to like Frank's house and just like start staying there for like the weekend and shit, and like I don't know, just kicking it.
So, but like, how important is it for them to be there for you, to help you succeed as an artist? Like, what are they doing to help you be like the artist that you want to be, you know?
Frank brings a lot to life for me. I'll go to him with like an idea, and I'm like, yo, I need this shot. We need to do this, blah, blah, blah. And like, you know, he makes it happen. I definitely have to put forth, you know, a lot of like creative direction as well, but that's the fun part about collabing. And he's like open to do that. So, yeah, I don't know. Frank's just a fucking powerhouse, bro. The man can do like anything. As far as like, you know, creative stuff goes. So, like, he helped shoot the Land Before Time video that I put out. He did like the front and back cover art for my album. Shot that. So yeah, I don't know. Like, it's very important to have people on your team that can like bring it to life. And like, you know, understand the direction. So.
Definitely. I think that's the important part, though, is that he understands what you want. You know what I mean? Because like two insanely intelligent, creative people can like try and work together all they want, but if they don't understand each other's vision, then it's just going to be like two really smart people butting heads. Exactly. Being able to have this like push and pull and understanding of each other is massively important. Which actually I think is a great example of why Soul Serum works very well. Everybody has a different, like, for lack of a better term, vibe or even skill set about them, and we all kind of like stack together to make one thing.
We all understand what the vision is and what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, and we all add what you just said in different ways.
Yeah.
And bottom line, we like being around each other. So it makes it easy.
True, man.
You know?
That is just like that's something that we also find out on the show all the time. And even like you talking about Frank right now, it's like if you don't enjoy being around somebody, like then there's just like no,
a lot of most of your creativity just comes from like
chemistry.
Chemistry.
Yeah.
Just being around your homies and like
Yeah,
like you're way more creative that way. I feel like
definitely.
if you don't have chemistry.
Yeah, no, we have fun. For
Being
sure.
able, it's almost like having like a safe space to create. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's definitely what Soul Serum is.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just like an open environment. Like it's not really like not very. It's like not like strict like a job would be, but it's like you have your role
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're free to fulfill it in your own way, just as long as you do it. You know.
That's the fucking key. You got to do it. Okay. I got to ask, why do you love Spider-Man so much? Like,
Why does he like
fucking Spider-Man?
I understand he's like a dope superhero and everything, but like I may even go as far to say that you have an obsession with Spider-Man.
I am obsessed with Spider-Man.
So, but like,
who's the best?
why,
Who's the best
bro?
Spider-Man?
Like, why?
Wait, what?
Who's the best Spider-Man?
Bro, like looking back,
Say the right answer, bro.
like Tom Holland is killing it,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Like Tom Holland's like that's like Disney's own thing. I feel like they're kind
Yeah.
of like, but it's fun to watch. But I don't know, bro. There is no best version. Like the Andrew Garfield is trash. Definitely not him.
Bro, I liked Andrew Garfield. For real? You didn't like him?
Dude, that movie sucked, bro. Like that movie,
Bro.
that movie was terrible.
For real?
Like,
damn. Hey, but
both of those movies fucking suck. Like I will not rewatch them at all
Damn,
unless they're in
bro.
3D.
I actually fucked with
Shoo!
Andrew Garfield. I think
Nah.
I guess I'm the only one.
Dude,
I didn't-
overall, the best Spider-Man movie
Toby.
is Into the Spider-Verse. But as far as like
Ooh, good
You think?
call. Good
Bro, if I was stuck on an
call,
island,
bruh.
with like one movie, I would pick
Yeah,
that
that
movie.
shit was crazy when
Into
I
the
watched it.
Spider-Verse, bro. Oh my god, I
The
forgot.
animation
that-
is just nuts.
Bruh.
I forgot that was like. Like when I was thinking of all the Spider-Man movies, like I was not thinking of Into the Spider-Verse, but obviously it is.
Yeah, that shit was
one
really
of the
cool.
movies. God damn, that was so good.
What's his name? Miles Morales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as far as
Yeah.
the real there goes the gang right there. As far as like the live action ones though, I'm a Tobey Maguire stan.
Yeah.
though,
He
bruh.
kills it. I mean,
Yeah.
The second one, the second Spider-Man, because they move away a little bit from being like a superhero movie, and you get into like the emotions of it a little bit more of like the personal side.
Yeah.
I really
The character
like
growth
that.
of Tobey Maguire was really sick to see from the beginning. Before,
Yeah.
but from the first movie to the end, because Spider-Man started to get more popular in the city, and like he was like really growing, got a lot of clout,
yeah.
kind of like
He turns into like the Venom Spider-Man.
Yeah,
He's like
yeah.
cocky as hell.
Yeah.
Bro, like honestly, like moments like that and just seeing like, dude, there's just so much personality and like relatability to Spider-Man.
yeah,
And like, bro, honestly, what it is, it's like the whole like, I feel like he didn't really choose, and this is probably corny as hell, but he didn't choose to have his superpowers, like, but he has to deal with that. And like a lot of times he just wants to be a normal person, but he has to go and save the city.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like Spider-Man like that because it's like, bro, I wake up sometimes and I don't want to even like get dressed to like be fly. I just want to just throw on. I don't even care what I'm wearing. I don't even want to make music. I'm just like, who gives a fuck? You know,
Yeah.
like I just want to live. Like, but I'm like, nah, I gotta like pursue this. And there's like, you know, the whole existential crisis and shit. So
yep.
yeah, I don't know. That's why I like ultimately relate to Spider-Man.
That's a real.
I feel like all creatives kind of have those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like like you said existential crisis, but I'm thinking of like another term for it.
You talking about the imposter syndrome?
Well, it's
Well, it's
imposter
kind of like the
syndrome, something
opposite
like
of that. It's like when I'm like, I
Wait,
know that I'm
one of you
this
all
person.
explain to me what's the imposter
Yeah,
syndrome?
imposter syndrome is like you have this like this moment where you're just like I feel like I'm a fraud. Like I'm
Oh,
why
okay.
like
Okay.
like
Why-
I'm not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not who I think I am in my
Okay.
head.
So
you
like,
know what I mean?
it's like
Gotcha.
very few people came out like, you know, not everybody obviously is Michael Jackson and was like a fucking star like that and was like a musician from a young age. So a lot of us like we've kind of had to like shed certain layers and like really like reform ourselves to become who we are now. And it's like when you do that for so long and then you look back, like there's just moments where you're like, fuck, am I faking this? You know what I'm saying? Even though it's really what you want to do, it's just like, I don't know. It's a,
I feel you, bro.
That's
I mean,
honestly something I've never really considered as like musical artists. You Because, like, you know, there's a perception and there's an image to you as an artist, no matter how big or how small an artist might be. But, like, you're putting out an image or, like,
Straight
a
up.
brand, right? And it's, like, at what point, like, I think, okay, like, we all know who Kanye West is, and we all know all this, like, crazy shit about him. But, like, what's Kanye West, like, at his crib on a Tuesday at 11:30 in the morning? Like, what, like... I don't know who that is, and I'm sure that is probably a really hard struggle for people to, like, just be themselves after you've, like, put an image out.
That's why it's so important to be authentic, man. Like,
for sure.
True.
But even
like,
that, like, there's so many different layers to yourself, and just because you're like portraying this one like very real part of yourself, you might not feel like that every day.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But I need to take back what I said earlier. I said there's some days where I feel like I don't even want to make music. It's not that. It's just like you just get tired of like sometimes like exploiting it and then like all the shit, like keeping up with the image and like,
yeah,
you know.
I mean, it gets draining when you're just giving yourself to the world like all the time. That's what that's what literally what an artist is. It's like you're just giving yourself for other people.
Yeah, exactly.
For their judgment and their perception.
For them to consume.
Yeah, and especially like an artist on your level when like you probably haven't seen like the greatest amount of like return that you probably will want to have as an artist, and you see all these other artists and like, you know, get into like significantly higher levels.
Yeah. For sure.
But it is something to be said, though, that you've been making music since you were 14 and you've wanted to make music before even that. Like, I would say that's a pretty authentic, pretty genuine, like, desire that you have. You know
it's not it's not really the music, like I said. That's why I took back saying that.
Yeah.
It's more like just like the lifestyle and shit, because it's like, bro, we all want to have fun. We all want to be like, you know, certain types of characters and shit. Well, not all of us, but, you know, it's like you said, it's just a lot of upkeep, and it's like you can't wake up every day. Like, you can keep creating those moments and shit, but it just drains you, you know?
Yeah.
So,
well,
it's a lot.
That goes back to what we were talking about, like, before we started recording and everything. It's like a lot of times, you know, creativity comes like from the spur of the moment energy, the vibe right there in that second. And how do you keep recreating that? You know, like that is like, I mean, like that's something that's obviously tortured artists, not just music. I mean, artists in general for.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the reason why, like, when artists like do blow up and get signed, like they have all this shit going on as an artist, like being a big label artist, and like they lose that, like those moments to where you're just like having a normal like human experience. Like, we were just talking about it, like having those normal human experiences is like very key to like build into those types of moments as an artist. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's part of the reason why some like bigger artists kind of like fall off when they get really big, is because they have so much like not normal shit going on, and it's just like, I don't know, they lose that sauce that they had when that raw creativity when you're just doing like normal people shit, you know.
Yeah, you see those moments in people's careers where it's like, damn, this is original. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. You're progressing. Oh, fuck, this is like played out. You know, it happens like almost at like a tipping point.
Like pretty quick. And that's what I mean. Like at that point, it's usually when people get signed and they get hella money and they get so much shit. Yeah. And it's like the rawness and authenticness kind of gets lost. Yeah. Not everybody.
Not everybody.
The special artists know how to keep creating those as they get bigger and get more money, but we've seen it. You know,
but also like another element of this conversation is that like we would be talking about this completely differently in like 2002. Like if there was like no internet to I mean, there's internet in 2002, but there wasn't like social media like there is now, where like you can, like anybody can be whatever they want online. Like, so I feel like that has to come. That has to be like a source of a lot of the fatigue. Is like literally like the literal images that you are putting out into the world. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, social media gets draining for anybody. I feel like they don't even realize it sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, people should definitely like consider managing that.
I wish I could make Instagram unbrainwash me. I'm so fucking brainwashed. Like I'm just like opening my phone and like instinctually going to the Instagram
it's
app,
all
and
instant.
it just makes me want to fucking like
You gotta like
though.
learn how to debug that shit
For real,
It's literally
bro.
it's literally just like a brain loop, bro.
Yeah. I was gonna say you
have to take
fucking
yourself.
loop.
Yeah, you have to like consciously like take yourself out of it and just like look at yourself from like third person, but like bro, like
What am
look
I
at you,
doing?
like look
closing
at
it out,
like,
reopening.
look what
it.
you're
I
doing.
swear, what
Oh
the
my
fuck am I
God,
actually doing right now? Like,
Yo,
it's fucking
if I
crazy.
ever see Mark Zuckerberg in real life, I'm gonna beat your ass, Mark
you
Zuckerberg.
won't see him in real life.
No,
He's
you're
like
dead right.
Floating on a fucking platform.
He
right now,
fucking
right now.
he's on his private island that he bought from fucking Hawaii or whatever.
Facts.
Dude, what okay, so we were
He's a
like
reptile.
talking about like we were talking about like artists having to like put up this image and this brand. Like, can you imagine what Mark Zuckerberg's day-to-day life is after being outed as like this fucking this I don't even know how to describe him. I guess like as a villain. Like he's been painted as a villain now after all like
Super
Facebook
villain.
selling information and shit. Like what does he do day to day, bro?
He sits in like a white room with no art and eats like tasteless food, and he's like, "That was good, thank you." And then somebody like comes around like a butler, like wipes his mouth, and then he like
It's just
sits there, and I don't know,
that's probably
nothing, bro.
That's probably accurate. His soul has been sucked from his
Yeah.
body.
Yeah,
Bro, those pictures like when he was like at trial of him sitting there, he just looks like
he looks like a robot, bro.
Facts. Granted, like you really don't want to express too many emotions on trial. You kind of
Yeah.
just want to
True,
like, sit
true.
there,
You don't-
like
That's a
Yeah.
good point.
but
Reacted to things that
Yeah,
judges
you
say.
gotta-
You're like,
oh, what the?
oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, right. Like,
Bro, I didn't even say that,
Like-
bro. You don't even know.
I just watched some of that. I don't want to get into this really, but that Derek Chauvin fucking trial, and I
yeah.
saw like the paramedic was on trial, and he just seemed so like, it was like he knew not to just outburst anything. It was just like yes or no, like I
Yeah.
don't know.
Man, that's a fucking that would be a tough trial to be on, like
Facts.
for multiple reasons, obviously, but like knowing that like the majority of this country is watching that, whether they're cheering for one side or the other, like just knowing that there are that many eyes on
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
trial, and meanwhile you're just a fucking paramedic
Exactly.
who just like happened to choose this job. You may not
Yeah.
even wanted to be the
And
paramedic,
the,
you
and
know
the
what I
jurors too, bro. Like people that get jury duty for that, it's just like by
Hell yeah.
chance. It's your
Right.
time.
Have you all ever watched anything about the O.J. Simpson trial? Like you all
I
ever
watched,
Really?
bro. I watched the shit on Netflix.
the like the FX show with Cuba Gooding Jr.
yeah,
in it. Yo,
that shit was fucking fire.
so good, right? But
Fire.
one thing, but you bring up that point about the jurors though, like those people did not want to have to decide.
No, they
that.
didn't want
It's
to.
O.J. Simpson, bro. They were like, he's like this great fucking iconic football legend, and it's like you're like, okay, sit on this chair and tell me if you killed this person or not. Like it just like what a fucking insane. You know what I like about that show is that they did a really good job of capturing like. I wasn't alive at that time, so like
yeah,
they
it made me feel like it was real.
they did a good job of capturing like what a
today.
cultural like moment that
Yeah.
was in America.
Exactly.
And if you talk to people who were alive during then, they were like, "Yeah, bro, the world stopped." Like we were all
Watching it.
Somebody told me that when they were like in elementary school at that time, and like the teacher like wheeled in the TV cart for like the OJ verdict, bruh. It's like that. It was like serious like that. Shout out, no, not shout out O.J. Simpson. No,
And that Bronco.
I will shout out Ford Broncos. I will not shout out O.J.
I've
Simpson.
heard the new Broncos kind of suck though.
Oh, do they?
Maybe I shouldn't say that.
They
Ford
look
might cut a
cool.
check one day.
They
But
hey Ford, if you want to holler at us, bro. Nah, we've already talked. This is a Honda show. This is a Honda.
I'm a
sponsored
Chevy boy,
show
I think.
We all
Like
got the Honda
Corvettes.
Accord. John,
Bro.
John and Clay got the same exact car.
bro, shout
dead
out the
ass.
Honda Accord though. Straight up.
Shout out to the Honda Accord, bro. And all of my dude, the new Bronco looks fucking sick.
Bro, it's kinda
my
cool.
God. And all of my shitty freestyles, I rhyme Honda Accord with cannot afford. It's just been but hey, if
Nice.
you take that line if you want, bro. If,
Oh, I forget it.
well, is there? Let's wrap this up here. What's next for you? How are you tackling the rest of 2021 and into 2022?
So I do have like another project in mind, and it's kind of a follow up to Kentucky Fried, but like way different thematically, and Super excited. The music is like progressing. It's like, should I say what type of music it is? I mean, like it's. I want to make like.
It's up to you.
Nah, I'm not gonna put it out there. It's definitely like a lot of more like it's more fun music. You know, fucking hits, bro. I'm trying to hit top 40, bro. Like I want to go number 1. I really want to make like mainstream ass like. That's a big umbrella, but just bro, fucking hits, dog. Like I said, but anyway, so I'm working on a project. I think I'm gonna roll out a couple more music videos to cap Kentucky Fried off.
Yeah.
A lot of Kentucky Fried merch on the way. I'm super excited about that. Got crazy, actually, like a lot of ideas for merch that I want to continue to roll out for Kentucky Fried for a while. So I'm mostly excited about that. Yeah. So after I, cap that off with Kentucky Fried, bro, just this next project. So
damn,
I don't want to.
Ooh, that's exciting though.
Yeah.
Are you gonna try and release it this year, or are you just playing it by ear right now?
Man. Like I think it's time to keep it rolling. I think people are like starting to catch on a little bit and like really enjoy this last project. So
yeah, I mean it's interesting because I feel like you have like your Spotify page is like kind of long. Like you have a good deal of music. But, like, I think you're right, though. I think people are starting to, like, catch on. So, yeah let's fucking keep it rolling.
Yes, sir.
Well, is there anything else you want to talk about that we haven't covered? Are we all good?
I think that's pretty comprehensive.
It seems pretty comprehensive, I
so
think.
far.
Yeah, we've tackled a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty well laid out.
Well, with all of that being said, I want to remind everybody to follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, main page, podcast page, join the Discord, follow us on TikTok, join the Patreon. We got a lot of shit going on, okay? Yeah. And I need y'all to all be a part of it.
More videos on the way.
Yeah. Are you at Hayes from the KY on everything?
Everything.
Even
Gmail. Send me an email, baby girl. Holler at me on Gmail if you love me.
Bro, holler at me on the Google Chats. You feel me?
You'll never have an issue with another artist trying to take your name.
Probably not.
Hayes from the KY.
Even though I have seen like, it was so weird because I thought I like made that up. Like people don't even say like the KY, like from the KY. And then I saw like the Skinny from the 9 dude.
Oh yeah.
I was like, damn, that is like the same format of a name. And there's also this dude, Mark So Fly from the KY. Shout out him. He's from Louisville, but she was like from the KY.
Mark So Fly from the KY.
Yeah. Like his brand's like So Fly. Maybe he's just Mark from the KY.
Okay, I was just that's a lot of syllables. Shout out to Mark, but that's a lot of syllables. Though
I thought honestly,
Ski Master Slump God was long.
That's a lot of syllables too,
bro. I thought about dropping it down to just like Taylor Hayes, which is my first and middle name.
Yeah,
but it's too late now, I think. So.
Nah, I like Hayes from the KY.
I like Hayes from the KY. It does have like a nice ring, a nice flow to it. So
yeah, it does. It looks cool on Spotify too, just like a
true,
long ass name.
True.
I don't know. At least maybe that's just me. Yeah.
Also like Rio, the young OG from.
I think it just kind of stands out, just like reading it, like Hayes from the KY. Like it's a little bit longer. It's a mouthful, but like
as long as it's not an eyesore.
No, it's cool. Like if you see, like just seeing it, I just remember seeing it featured on like Pango's song featuring Hayes from the KY, and then Drowsy 333. Like I don't know, it just looked cool to me.
Hell yeah.
With all of that being said, follow Hayes from the KY on everything. Stream Kentucky Fried wherever you can get music.
Comment below what your favorite song from Kentucky Fried is.
Yeah, for real. I would like to hear everybody's answers. And I think that's everything that we got. I, as always, am your host, Clay Bonin.
Co-host, Tanner Mavis.
Hayes from the KY.
You dig?
Sir.
And we will see everybody next week. Deuces, y'all.
I'll see you at the CBA.